Kill, marry, kiss, spoon, fork, knife.
1, 2, 3, and...
I'm tired of being strange. I'm tired of walking around.
I'm really excited to be answering questions. This is the first time I've followed through with Ask Me Anything. So being able to read through all of the very thoughtful and thought-provoking questions that were sent my way was really cool, and it made me feel like, oh, people are listening.
My favorite movies for outfits? Oh my God. I mean, it's not just one, which is fine. Right now, I'm really obsessed, not with the film, because it was a little intense for me, but Cameron Diaz in Gangs of New York, her hair in that is like every inspo, every mood board, like the curl, like it's amazing. And I think about it quite frequently, but really it's like probably period pieces or like biopics. Am I saying it wrong? Biopics. I never know.
I always thought it was biopic.
Biopic. It makes more sense to say biopic. My fave planet, probably Earth. I'm selfish sometimes and I'm self-indulgent. No, that's not true. I'm not self-indulgent, but Earth is probably the one that I would say. But one time there was an actor, I had a big old crush on him, and I asked my mom to ask her agent to ask him to do an art piece for me. And he did, and the artist responded and was very excited and sent his number, which I then stole from my mom's phone and texted him thanking him. But I thought the way to convey that I wanted to be like taken seriously as like a romantic partner was to just throw down like a very weird joke, which was, how do you throw a party in outer space? You plan it. So a lot of you were curious about where my name buusk comes from, which I've told the story before, but I feel like I could add a little bit more expansion to it. So when I was little, tallulah was a mouthful. Starting from lullaboo, buusk, my dad called me that, my mom called me that, everyone close to me called me that, but it was B-O-O-S-K-I. And then the name just kind of dropped to the wind, as did a lot of my self-confidence, as did a lot of my ability to see myself in a really positive light. And so it was gone, and buusk was gone, and I was gone, and I didn't even think about it, and I hadn't told that story to anyone in forever. And I was talking to my first boyfriend, Lucas, in 2011, and it was just at the very precipice of social media. And I think my Instagram was like lullaboo. I somehow got on the subject, told him the story, and he paused and he looked at me. I'll never forget it for the rest of my life. And he looked at me with just such truth, and like it was like immediately something clicked and made sense. And he just said, "Oh yeah, you're buusk," and it just reconnected me to this piece that had been there all along. But what was cool is that Lucas had a friend with a clothing line that would always change words with O's to U's. And so I just kind of adopted that, and it's amazing because the B-U-U-S-K-I has become truly an identity of its own. And so it's like when I was a kid, but with a little shift to it, which I like the distinction of, actually. But people refer to me as buusk maybe more than tallulah. Kill, marry, kiss, spoon, fork, knife. Kiss the fork, marry the spoon, kill the knife. Knives are intense, forks are romantic, and spoons are comforting. Easy. Comfort song, show, movie, About Time, which is an amazing movie. Show would probably be Friday Night Lights or The Office. And then song, coming. I literally have no idea who would be coming here. One sec.
You want me to get it?
Yes, do you mind?
I don't. Package.
Oh, great. Oh, you know what it is? Thank you. Yes. It's a drawing of snacks that this artist on Instagram that I connected with named Lorraine Lutz, who's an incredible artist.
This little box.
Yeah, it's a little drawing of my little snacks, my little Pekingese that passed. she does these pieces of jewelry that are eyes. She did my dad's eye for me, but I don't wear it because you can't get it wet, and I'm convinced I'll mess it up somehow. But she reached out to me when I was posting community about Snacks' passing, which, you know, I have lost a lot, seen a lot, you know, transitioned through many different iterations, but this fucking dog like broke me. And I actually spoke to a animal intuitive who told me that he was my soulmate and that he actually is my son and he's gonna come back in human form. He wasn't a dog, which I definitely choose to believe. I'm not good with scissors. I'm not good with sharp things. There we go. Oh, I think this is gonna be really beautiful. If you see, she has little ants on her packaging. You can't edit any of this. It just has to be the full.
So funny.
This is insane. Okay. Okay. Oh, my baby. This is really, really special. That's one of my favorite photos of him. She got him perfectly. Someone else made me I'll go grab it. Someone sent this to me. It's a beautiful little box that they made of Snacks' face. And they really got his eyes, like, which saw through you. And then on the inside it says Snacks. And I also have his paw prints, and I have his ashes. So by the way, we literally, T-minus 45 minutes ago, posted the first YouTube video. And so I'm just peeking at some of the comments, and honestly, people are being very supportive. The consensus seems to be, and I haven't looked at the comments on the actual YouTube yet, people find me quite relatable. How did I get the courage to be so honest on Instagram? Oh, that one for me is, it's very easy. It's not easy like the confidence, but it's easy how I got there. So much of my life and my privacy and my anonymity were taken from me from the beginning, particularly when I went to treatment for the first time when I was 20. I remember they pulled me into an office and they said, okay, we want to let you know that the story has come out, that you're at a treatment center, and actually we want to apologize because the source was someone that had worked here that had taken information from my intake form. And I remember feeling very numb almost at that, and kind of the thought being like, oh yeah, well, I was waiting for this to happen. Like I wasn't shocked, but really that was kind of the beginning arc of social media. And I remember my first year of sobriety, just in an effort not to feel so lonely, I reached out through the internet, and there were some really beautiful pockets that were very supportive. And I think from that, and because things have always just been at risk or most likely shared with the world, it doesn't bother me. I don't see it as not courageous, it's just, for me, it's connection. Someone asked about rare childhood photos. I totally have some, but I want to do a whole video on it because there's a ginormous storage unit in Idaho of my childhood in photos, hard copy, like physical, that I've never even gone through. So there's ones that I don't even know. But one of my favorite photos is framed over there, is me and Donatella Versace. I'm a child, I'm sitting half clothed on her shoes. She looks glam. It was during a vacation when I was little, and I recall her really liking how small I was. Do you collect anything? I mean, this is, Justin's laughing at me over there.
Dogs.
How dare you?
Everything.
She looked treasures.
You are a treasure.
I collect gooses. Mm-hmm. Everything I like, I try to collect. I can't like something and not want more of it. That's just how I work. I would say top of the list, I gravitate towards anything with hands, hand motifs, a hand candle holder. Oh, and then there's literally the hand over there. And then if you go on the shelf of the shelf of treasures, many hands, tiny hands, big hands. And then I love dollhouse furniture or anything that's a small scale furniture, particularly chairs and couches. So I have also these two little, one's pink, one's blue, Russian little sad rat dolls that weirdly of all my things, I've gotten a lot of negative feedback on my little sad rat dolls. I love them. I also collect any clothing memorabilia of my dad. My mom too, but really, like, I have a moonlighting jacket, I have a bootleg merch shirt of my dad's music, I have a Fifth Element shirt, I have a Die Hard shirt, I think I have an Armageddon hat. A lot of it's been stolen from my sisters, and like they stole it from someone, and then it's kind of like the rotating thievery. But I could go on and on. I'll do a whole thing about collections, because there has to be like a spreadsheet, because there's so many. Favorite smell. My favorite smell is fall in Idaho, when the leaves are crunchy and yellow and they're like after it's rained. It's like a little like dewy. It's a smell that I've only ever smelled in Idaho. And it reminds me of my dad. Do you prefer Idaho or Cali? I mean, it depends. Idaho is so beautiful in addition to being home, in addition to being very comforting, and also just very cool looking. Like, not only the nature element of it, which is beautiful, but the house we grew up in is quite kooky. I think I drew a lot of inspiration of the like different nature of different pockets of things that are collected and shown and integrated. So I love that. I love that for my history. For me, California is life, is everything else. I went to school here. I fell in love here for the first time. I got heartbroken for the first time. You know, I learned how to drive here, which is funny because I don't drive anymore, really. So it's really both. Will you be doing more drawing? You are very talented. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. I tend to only, up until now, I had tended to only draw when I was in a lot of pain as a way to heal or expel it. And I really am working towards creating a more consistent art practice. Consistency and routine are big kryptonites for me, but I'm working right now on a new art show idea, which I'm really excited about. And I'm really excited about collaborating with some other artisans. Any tips on being productive, Goose? Outsource. That's literally all I have to say. What do I love most about myself? I love that I can answer this question and not be uncomfortable answering this question. I love my humor. I love my observational wit and how fast I can pick something up, and that, you know, there's quite frequently I like get that like, I get the punchline or what, like I get the joke. I do it, I get the laugh. Okay, favorite movie soundtrack? My favorite movie soundtrack, honestly, is the soundtrack from Pirate Radio. It's just a great soundtrack, yeah?
My favorite movie.
Do you know Brazil Kisses? I need to know more about Brazil. I know that when I was a child, my mom has a Brazilian friend who gifted us, child meaning like 8 years old, full string thong bikinis that I lived in, loved it. Lived, laughed, loved, learned so many things. So I love Brazil. I need to know more about it. I didn't know that the buusk is loved in Brazil. My favorite snack, goldfish. That's how me and Justin really connected. What's my favorite part about life? There was a period of time in my life where I didn't know if I wanted to be alive. And that was a really scary place to be, and that was a really scary question to be questioning. And when I came out of that space, everything I did was vibrant and visceral, and there was an appreciation, a deeper appreciation of what life could offer. And you know, I would say that the thing that sticks out still in any situation, what my favorite part about life is when you laugh so hard that you can't really breathe. I personally fall to the floor. Like I lose all muscle and I just collapse, and it's when I really know I'm in it and giggling. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes I'm just tired and it seems funnier than it is. But there's a complete freedom and an unchained nature to laughing like, what is it? Laugh like no one's watching. I laugh like everyone's watching all the time because I love an audience. If I had a pet bird, I don't know that, but the question I want to answer is if I had a pet chameleon, I would name it Linda Evangelista, because not everyone would understand it, but there would be one person who'd be like, this is Linda Evangelista, my chameleon. And they'd be like, oh, I fucking see you. What role do you believe social media can play in promoting mental health awareness? I feel very strongly that loneliness is one of the most terrible feelings and one of the most destructive feelings and one of the most, it can really be the engine for going to bad places in your mind for me. So when I'm connected, when I'm sharing and when I'm seeing something that relates, even like memes, you know what I mean? Like there's oh, I'm not alone. I feel like we've seen that in like every community since social media has become what it is, you know, the giant that it is in our world. And it's literally all about connecting. I loved answering all your questions, and I'm probably gonna do this again, maybe like once a month. I'm figuring out my sketch and my rhythm as we go, but these are definitely gonna happen again. So if you didn't get your question answered or you have another one, I can see where when I speak, there's a lot of questions to be asked. There's a lot of unresolved information. Ask in the comments. I can reply to some. And if there's any other fun videos I should do, please let me know. I'm really on this journey with you guys, learning as I go. So let me know.